Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. My name is Mark Anthony, Dark66, and we are here in the next movie installment of Dark South Limited. Now, before we get into this movie, this is a special movie, so Mark Anthony, Dark66, and my business partner, Jamer, we can introduce ourselves properly. I know how the internet and social media can be these days. The next thing you know, someone that you haven't seen in 20 years is, totally up in your face, talking about stuff that you don't know about. And you're like, wow, I know this person, but, what's going on here? So, we're here for this movie to, I'm going to explain to you the story. The story about how this all happened, how I met Jamer, how we became business partners, and what happened to my career as a musician first, and then as a professional freelance model. That's all you need to know about me. My name is Mark Anthony, Dark66, and I'm a pro freelance model and an amateur musician. And I've gotten paid on both, and my business partner Jamer works with me at my company Dark South Limited, and we are here to entertain. However, Dark South Limited does a lot of different things. We sell clothes, furniture, appliances, food, etc. But I'll get all into that later. So sit back, relax, and listen to the story of how Dark South Limited became Dark South Limited, essentially how it was born, why we're here now, what we're doing in the future. And at this time, I'm going to introduce to you my business partner, Jamer. Now, before I tell you how him and I became business partners, I'm going to show you who Jamer is and what he does for Dark South. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. See you guys later.
Hey! Like! Subscribe! Why not?
Alright, here we are at Dark South, walking down to see someone so scary. Here he is, the scariest guy around, Jamer! What's up, man? Got something to say?
Yeah. You're ruining the night.
Ding! Hey, Big Towns, how's the weather today?
Good.
Hey, they don't call you Lucius Browns for nothing. You got something to say?
Yeah. Ow, 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 ow.
Alright, here is Mark Anthony, Dark66. I just came out of the greenhouse. I'm about to have a midnight steak. Where else do you guys know you could have a midnight steak? Oh, look who it is. It's Jamer. Hey, Jamer. Hey, look. Oh, I look at these steaks. Wow. Hey, man. Wow, they look really good. Are you excited for the steaks tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, Jamer, what's up, man? Look, we got to apologize to our fans that we weren't able to get my drummer in the movie. Can you just, apologize to them?
Yeah.
Jay, come on, man. Be professional, man. Hey, Jamer, I see that you kind of cut your beard a little bit. You got your little mustache now. It's kind of smaller. Do you like it?
Yeah. Sorry for party rocking.
Alright, so here we are back again. So now you got to see Jamer, his character, who he is. So the question always is, how did we meet? Okay, so I'll never forget it. Just like it was yesterday. Whew. Alright, so we're back full throttle. How did I meet him? You like that? That's one of my punchlines now, full throttle. Just had to put that in there. I remember it was a Saturday. I went to the men's breakfast at my church that I go to. And I remember getting my plate together, and I remember looking out at the tables and seeing who I would sit next to. I always try to meet new people and be sociable whenever I go out, especially when I'm at church. I always try to be kind, let my kindness shine through, kind of. So I'm looking out at all the tables, and I see this man sitting off to the side. He's not alone, but he's wearing I'll just never forget this. He's wearing purple sunglasses. And I said to myself, wow, like this guy's wearing purple sunglasses. Like he has a very unique fashion sense. Seems like an interesting, mysterious person. Let me go introduce myself. So I said, hi, nice to meet you, shaking hands, so on and so forth. Sat down at his table. The first thing I noticed about Jamer when I met him was he had like a different kind of a voice. It almost sounded like he wasn't from around where I was from. He had like a high pitch to his voice. And he's wearing these purple sunglasses, and I'm just like absorbing him as a new person. I said, this guy's like really interesting. I don't know what it is about him. I couldn't put my finger on it. But there's something about this guy that's very interesting. So the food was good. The breakfast went well. Of course, I always love talking about Jesus Christ of Nazareth. It was very on point. I noticed in this Bible study that he was a very like intelligent and articulate person the way he spoke. And we ended up just like really enjoying each other's conversation. And he invited me to see his business right afterwards. He said, hey, come check out my business. I sell this, I sell that, whatever you need, I got it for you, this, that, and the other thing. And now I'm just saying, I went to business school, so I know my style is I never go see the business the first day. We'll always have to reschedule at a later time because that's why they call it busyness, because it's business. It's not a business if you're not busy. I remember learning that in school. So I said, okay, let's reschedule. I said, I'm busy the rest of the weekend, and even though I kind of wanted to go, I was just, he was working that day, so I didn't want to, like, distract him or anything. So I said, let's hang out next Friday. So, okay, so we kept in touch, so on and so forth, made plans that Friday. I go to his house, and I'm walking up his driveway, and he invited me over for dinner. There's a plate there with a steak on it, and the significance of this steak makes the whole difference. Like, okay, like I go to somebody's house, I eat food, period. I sit down, I tell him I'm there, he sits down with me. He said he ate already. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the steak and shrimp. It was just beautifully prepared. So I pick up my steak knife, and I could tell as soon as I cut into the steak how tender it was. I knew right away. It clicked right then and there. And sure enough, I put the steak in my mouth, I start chewing it, and I turned to him and I said, you cooked this Southern style. I said, you cooked this steak slow and Southern style. He said, oh, really? How'd you know that? And I said, man, I lived on my own for 3 years. I said, I'm not saying I'm just saying I lived in a southern portion of the United States for 3 years, so I know what a down south steak is. And from there, we just immediately became best friends. Now, that night, I think we even had a bonfire that night, something so on and so forth. Like, it was a Friday night, so I like to have a few drinks, have a good time, like everybody else does, and I drink responsibly. So he was his room was a basement at the time. So I remember going down there after the bonfire, having a few drinks, and I remember it was late, so we were about to go to sleep, and he turns the lights off. And he turns the lights off, and there's no windows. It's extremely dark. And I'm standing there, and it clicks again, and Jamer, I said, you're part Gothic. And he said, oh, you noticed that? I said, yeah. I said, so am I. I said, can't you tell by the way I wear my sunglasses, like I like it to be darker? And he said, yeah, I noticed that about you. And then again, we just continue on as best friends. And I turned to him and I said, I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but we got to go into business together. This is like, and I told him, I said, I believe God put you in my life for a reason. I said, we have a lot in common, and I think we could benefit each other. And he agreed. And that's generally the dialogue that was spoken between us, within context, just to give you a real feel of how it was. And from that moment on, we became Dark South Limited. And that is the story of what you see today. And right now, I'm gonna take a quick break. We're gonna get back to where I was at that time in the Dark South Limited company. But there you go. You have the actual story. Mark Anthony, Dark 66 meets Jamer. Dark South is born. Be back soon. See you later. Alright, so here we are again. Mark Anthony, Dark 66. We're going to close out this movie a little early. But as you can see, you now know who the characters are in what you're watching. In the ending of this movie, what I will do is I will take you into that time frame and let you know what happened leading up to this point that you're seeing now. At that time, I was in a few different rock bands. I remember the first one that was successful, we had to break up. Seemingly after we lost our bass player. Then in the next band, my drummer had to leave for personal reasons, so then I set out there on my own, tried to start a new band, because at that time, and I gotta say this, like, one of the reasons why Jamer and I became close also is definitely for the love of rock and roll. We both definitely always loved and appreciated rock music, and when we started doing that content behind the scenes, we were trying to network with like local musicians around the area just to keep the rock band going. After I put out a few ads, had some interviews for musicians, this is honestly what happened. I'm just going to give you the honest truth to this like ongoing music saga, if you will. What happened was I had an interview with a guitar player, and on paper he looked pretty good. He looked like he had a lot of experience. And then I just turned to him and I asked him, okay, so let me see some videos of you playing. Let me see some videos of your most recent work. It's the year 2024. Like, I'm sure you have a video of yourself performing. and he didn't have one video of himself. So, I don't know, I thought maybe he was like joking with me, but he was being serious at the same time. I just didn't quite understand that. I didn't know who or what he was trying to prove to anyone, and his resume definitely, yeah, he definitely didn't not end up making the job. The second person that I interviewed was a professional drummer who had actually gotten paid, but instead of just being my drummer in a rock band, he wanted to criticize my singing more than anything else, which wasn't what the job entailed. So that didn't end up working out with him. And after interviewing both of these people and them trying to be my singing coach instead of just doing their job and, you know, filling in the band spots, was just totally so distasteful to me, because I've been, you know, like performing all my life basically, and it just left me with such a bad taste in my mouth that I'm not saying I'm quitting music forever, but I at least had to walk away from it for a certain time, because it's not like my first rodeo, as they say, and for those guys to treat me like that, I just accumulated it to disrespect, and I'm fine with that. Hey, there's a lot of worse things in the world, but for them to treat me that way, after all the hard work I ever did in music, I just really feel I have to walk away for a while until either another opportunity presents itself, or I never end up going back to music. I don't know, but after that time with Jamer, I explained to him what I just explained to you guys. He agreed with me that in this Dark South Entertainment company, that we were going to take me down the route of modeling, where I've had, you know, professional experiences in the past, professional jobs in the past, whatever you may call it. And even on the page and with our fan base, when I started modeling, we got a huge response from our fans. And to put it in so many terms, the money started coming in a lot quicker from being on social media, etc., etc. So we decided to stick with that. Again, we're not saying that Mark Anthony Dark 66 is totally done singing rock music, but still, for now, I'm going where the money's taking me. And if the opportunity presents itself in the future, I may get back into a rock band. But next time, it would be something very, very different. So stay tuned, see what happens. I want to leave some content on the end of this movie for you guys to check out. Me and Jamer, we have a Dark South Christmas special up there. It's pretty funny. Me and Jamer are doing some amateur acting on there. You guys will probably enjoy that. That's been up there for a while though, but you know, I'm going to start posting that like every Christmas for our fans. Maybe do another Christmas skit this year, don't know yet. But Jamer always has a lot of great ideas. And from Dark South Limited, we wish you all happy Thanksgiving, happy Christmas, happy New Year. Thank you to all our fans. And we'll see you guys around. I am Mark Anthony Dark 66. See you later.